Welcome to the Grateful Living podcast. I'm your host, Talisha Meyer. I'm a published author, writer, holistic massage practitioner, empath, intuitive, and light worker. Join us for this week's episode. Hi, beautiful souls. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about something that comes up in healing, in shadow work, in inner child work, and honestly, just in growing up. We're talking about becoming the woman your younger self needed. Not the woman society told you to be or the woman you thought you had to perform as, but the woman your younger self cried out for, looked for, and even hoped for. This episode is understanding who she was, what she needed, and how becoming her now is actually one of the most powerful forms of healing you will ever experience. So let's get into it. As adults, we often revisit our childhood, not because we're stuck, but because something inside us is trying to make sense of our patterns. Whether you feel triggered, scared, insecure, unworthy, unseen, that's not adult you failing. That's your younger self resurfacing with a need that was never met. And becoming the woman she needed is not about rewriting the past. It's about providing now what she should have had then. It's about the safety she didn't feel, the softness she needed, the boundaries she wasn't allowed to have, the emotional support she didn't receive, the voice she wasn't given. This isn't nostalgia, this is nervous system repair. Here's where we get educational. Your inner child isn't a metaphor, she's neurological. Every experience between the age of 0 to 14 creates emotional templates in your nervous system. I'm safe, I'm not safe, I'm heard, I'm invisible, I'm loved, I have to perform for love, and as adults we act these patterns out without realising. For example, if your younger you felt responsible for everyone's emotions, your adult self overfunctions. If younger you learned to stay quiet, your adult you struggles to speak up. If younger you was made to be strong, adult you doesn't know how to need help. If younger you experienced chaos, adult you mistakes dysregulation for chemistry. So becoming the woman she needed isn't poetic, it's practical, it's biological, it's rewiring. You're building a new internal blueprint. To become who she needed, you first have to understand who she was. Ask yourself, what age comes up the most when I feel triggered? What did she not have emotionally? What was she scared of? What did she wish someone would say to her? What did she need from an adult but didn't receive? Most women find their younger self needed safety, a calm presence, someone who didn't explode, abandon, or emotionally disappear. They might also need validation, someone who said, your feelings make sense, you're not too much, you're not wrong. The third one is usually protection. Boundaries, structure, someone who would step in and hold the responsibility she was never meant to carry. Number 4, softness and affection. Warmth, gentleness, a space to not be the strong one. Number 5, stability. Consistency, routines, emotional predictability. When you identify her unmet needs, you understand your adult behaviours in a whole new way, with compassion instead of shame. This is the part everyone wants, the how. And the truth is, becoming the woman your younger self needed isn't about big gestures. It's actually about micro choices. You give yourself the safety she didn't have. Stop abandoning yourself. You stop forcing yourself into environments that dysregulate you. You choose slower mornings, softer evenings, spaciousness. Safety is the foundation of feminine energy, and your younger self was starving for it. Number 2, you speak to yourself differently. Instead of what's wrong with me, ask what does she need right now? That shift heals more than you think. Number 3, you learn boundaries she was never allowed to have. Saying no, walking away, letting things end, not carrying people emotionally. Adult you is giving her what she never received, protection. Number 4, You soften where she was forced to be strong. You let yourself rest. You let yourself need support. You stop glorifying self-sacrifice. Strength without softness is trauma, not empowerment. Number 5, you create the life she dreamt of but didn't feel worthy of. Not by hustling, but by allowing. You are living the life she prayed for. Show her it's safe to enjoy it. Some people hear inner child and roll their eyes, but here's the truth. Your younger self is running far more of your adult life than you may realize. Your relationships, your triggers, your fears, your confidence, your patterns, and they're all influenced by the unloved version of you hiding underneath. When you show up for her, your nervous system stabilizes, your relationships shift, your self-worth deepens, your capacity expands. You stop operating from wounds and start operating from wisdom. This is the work that changes your life. You don't become the woman your younger self needed by being perfect. You become her by being present, by being gentle with yourself, by choosing differently than the people who raised you, by breaking patterns you didn't choose but are brave enough to end. Your younger self isn't asking you to fix her. She's asking you to see her, to hear her, to choose her. Every time you show yourself compassion instead of criticism, you're becoming her. Every time you rest instead of pushing, you're becoming her. Every time you walk away from chaos, you're becoming her. And she's proud of you. She really is. Thank you for listening, beautiful souls. I hope this episode helped you see yourself with a little more softness, a little more compassion, and a little more clarity. Becoming the woman your younger self needed is a lifelong work, but it's also some of the most beautiful, rewarding work you'll ever do. If this resonated, share it with someone who's on this journey too, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to today's episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at @the_grateful_living.